The Midsumma Festival is all about our diverse culture and our community. And what I love about this year's festival guide is looking at the number of Australian premieres that are happening during the festival. And one of them is chatting with us today. We're here with Luke, the writer, director of Tying the Knot, a new Aussie musical. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
So that's pretty ambitious, not just writing the musical, but actually directing it as well. Are you freaking out a little bit?
A little bit, but it's coming along really well. I've got a great group of people working with me, so that's sort of taking the stress off a bit. But you know, trying to get a new work from the script onto the stage is definitely tough.
But it's pretty exciting as well. So what's Tying the Knot about?
So Tying the Knot takes place, we start off on prom night with an overweight girl who's been stood up by the love of her life and the most popular guy in school. And then the show really starts 10 years later when she's a wedding planner. This guy walks back into her life and says, hey, my wedding's falling apart. I need you to help me. And she says, sure, I'll help you, and then starts to plan her revenge against what he did to her all those years ago. Oh,
that sounds like a bit of fun. Oh, I like it. So is the prom a bit like you get to have a tacky prom opening moment type thing?
Yeah, a bit. Definitely more the start of Act 2. We do a flashback to high school, so we get to see all the characters really back in high school and sort of how this prank came about. But the show's really about sort of the people we are in high school and do we ever change, can we move on, and sort of who we really are.
That sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
So how long have you been working on Tying the Knot? A long time?
A very long time. I actually started writing it probably 6 or 7 years ago.
Wow.
I was travelling around Europe. I saw Sister Act the musical, and I left there and just said, I want to write something fun. And sort of as I travelled Europe, I sort of started taking notes and then wrote the script, became a drama and media teacher, and that script sort of got pushed in a drawer for a little bit.
It always gets put somewhere and ferments.
Yeah, and then I got a chance to have a year off and travelled again. So when I travel, I just love to read and write. So I got to sort of work on the script and kind of figure out how I could put this onto the stage, without completely bankrupting myself.
It's always a good thing to do during Midsumma, not bankrupt oneself.
Exactly.
So, okay, what kind of musical or movie or television things could we give people an idea of so they can know what they're going to expect from coming to see the show?
When I watch Legally Blonde, I think there's a lot of similarities between
movie?
Probably the musical.
I love the musical.
Just in terms of the characters and the overall energy of the show. And I think Sister Act again, I think that's a big thing I took away from those two shows, just the overall energy that's involved.
The fun and energy and intensity of it all. Is there one particular moment that you love the most? I mean, I know you've written it, so you'd love so much of it, but is there one moment you just love in this show that you can't wait to see on stage?
Yeah, there's a couple. I think one of them is the song that's sung by our lead character, which I think that was the moment when developing it, sort of having this song that I'd had in my head and on a script page, seeing that come to life, was one of those moments where I clicked and go, this could work and this is going to be a really cool show.
We're going to hear the title song of the show, Tying the Knot. The song's called Tying the Knot, and it's going to be performed here in the Bench TV studios by Becky Rhodes.
I swooned when I first saw you. You still take my breath away. Boy, I won't be hurt by you again. But I'd like it if you'd hurt for me. So I am chewing him up. I am spitting him out. I'm knocking him side to side till he's depressed or suicidal, and he'll be begging for mercy. I'm not gonna show, and he'll start to cry because, baby, I'm tying the knot. Oh, being wicked never felt so good, and being nasty never felt so right. That night you stood me up, it took me down, but now I'm turning round and singing. Rest in peace, Joey Malone. This time you'll be the one all alone. There you will stand on your wedding day, wondering why she is so late. I'm taking your heart, I am ripping it out. I'm breaking it into two, you won't know what to do. This game you're gonna lose, I'm holding the news. Gonna hear you sing the blues because, baby, I'm tying the knot, baby. I'm tying the knot, yeah. I'm tying the knot.
So were you kind of both just loving auditions, kind of seeing people and who's going to create your work and put it all together?
I guess so. Auditions were easier than I thought.
Really?
I was quite stressed going into it, just, are we going to get the cast right? Are we going to get the chemistry right? But really, the people who came in and auditioned, so many people were just right for the character that it made casting quite easy.
Where is it going to be during Midsumma this year?
So it's going to be performed at the Phoenix Theatre in Elwood.
Oh, this is really exciting. So it's an Australian first. You've got to be pretty buzzed.
Yeah.
Nervous or buzzed?
I think a bit of everything. I don't think I'll know exactly how I feel until this whole thing is over. Yeah, but I'm having so much fun putting it together.
I just think, for me, I love creating shows. I love putting them up, especially in festivals like Midsumma. But it's something completely different when you've written it, you've worked on it for years. That opening night's just going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Are there any other high-powered numbers in the show?
There's a few. Act 2, we've got basically the whole musical turns into a big drag show for a section of it. In Act
So what
2.
kind of revenge does she plan? Give us a little bit of a tidbit.
Okay, so Joey Malone is the popular guy in school that stood her up. And on prom night, she was left alone. So her plan is to make him be left alone at the altar.
it.
So whether or not they kidnap his bride or just postpone her from getting to the wedding, that's the plan, to have him learn how Simone felt all those years ago.
Okay, that's a very dramatic plan. So did this come from anything that happened to you in high school?
Look, I
Is there
guess,
a little bit of truth in it all?
Look, well, I think anything you write, there's truth in there. So I think all the kind of times where I've maybe approached a girl and it hasn't really worked out, or had my heart broken, that sort of stuff is kind of what I try and put into Simone and into the story. And I think it's been kind of therapeutic as well, having to kind of relive all this heartache and just put it into the show.
And doing an Australian first, why is Midsumma the festival you guys chose to go with to put this together in?
Well, I just think it seems like a really great opportunity to get involved. I was actually teaching in Mildura for the last couple of years, so in terms of like festivals and things, there's not much that happens out there. So I really wanted to take whatever Melbourne was going to offer, and I think Midsumma, we've got some really strong gay characters in the show, and the musical's really just about being yourself and having fun, so it seems like a really good fit.
That's what I'm kind of excited about, is the fact that it's not just about being gay. It's actually not at all about being gay. So it's nice to see this kind of a work where there's straight relationships, there's something that everyone can relate to, there's something for every person. You can relate to those moments in everything that you've said, and it's nice to see something that's showing that diversity as well. I'm going to head down to the Phoenix Theatre and check out Tying the Knot, and you should head there too. It's an Australian first, so head to the Midsumma website, grab your tickets, you won't want to miss it.